What would you change in the world if you could?
Well, my initial answer was that I'd have all of the car GPSs be set up to drive to Trader Joe's. And then my wife hit me on the shoulder really hard, and she said, that would just screw up your parking. It's really treating people like you'd like to be treated. That golden rule is part of our company. We have 7 values that we preach to our people. And the first one's integrity, and the way we define integrity is treating everybody in the store and all the customers like you'd like to be treated. And I think you can't go wrong with that. So golden rule-ish integrity, however you want to look at it, that's really important to us.
Do you hire people with integrity, or do you cultivate it within people who you hire?
We switched a while back, and we try to hire people that have personality. A while back, we used to hire people that were good at unloading trucks, and we figured that was a behavior we could teach them, but personality was important. Generally, if you hire somebody with good personality, they come or can understand at least ethical behavior. So we really look for personality and people that like people.
Which is kind of, most people say, duh, when you're a retailer, but we're probably the only company that I know of that travels as much as we do, finds products, brings the products in. We find things, we make things so that they're good for the American palate, bring them in, and that's really what is really key to us.
Let me tell you a couple of stories
Please.
to answer that question. First, I'm very happy to be here tonight, but I'm really happy for Mrs. Schwartz. Mrs. Schwartz is a customer of ours in Sherman Oaks, and she's one of my favorite customers because one day, a few years ago, I was in her store working and bagging groceries, and when I bag groceries, I like to wear a name tag that says what I'm doing.
I have to say, Dan, I was wondering if the shirt would be your article of choice this evening.
Well, I wore one of my most boring shirts.
Oh, you did?
Usually they're much brighter. So it said Bagger First Class on my name tag. And Mrs. Schwartz came through the line, and I'm bagging for about an 18-year-old checker. And he's scared to death just because I'm standing next to him. And I'm putting the eggs in the bottom and dropping wine on top of them. And she gets up there and she reads my name tag. She says, Bagger First Class. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, do you mind if I ask you a personal question? I said, no, ma'am. And she says, how old are you? It was a few years ago. I said, I'm 60. And she said, don't you aspire to anything more? And I said, no, this is it for me. Bagger First Class. You know, I moved up from second class to first. And the guy checking was going, you know, and he was passing the things through. And so I helped her out to her car, loaded her groceries into an ancient car, and she tried to tip me. And I said, no, the guys in the store take pretty good care of me. That's okay. And she said, but you got to promise me one thing. I said, okay, Mrs. Schwartz, I'd be happy to. And she said, every morning when you wake up, I want you to think about what you might become. And so now I'm here.
That's simple.
I can't wait to tell Mrs. Schwartz.
That's right.
The next one is that we don't like bureaucracy. We don't have secretaries. We give everybody equal right, equal chance to kill off bureaucracy if they find it. The next thing is what we call Kaizen. And it's
Tags in?
Kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N. And Kaizen's a Japanese business term, but what it means for us is that everybody in the company has a responsibility to try to do a little bit better every day. The last one is that the store is the brand. But when we step back and look at it, the real brand that customers connect with is the store.
One of the values guides is that we're a national chain of neighborhood stores. But if you go in the store, you know you're in an old movie theater. We just don't have the slanted floor. But we will make the outside of the store look like it was back in the 40s, and we'll celebrate the whole movie theater. It's called the Alabama Theater. We'll celebrate that whole theme through the store because we like to celebrate the community.